Hello, everyone. This is Mike Bevilacqua, the Vice President of the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to welcome you all to another edition of the Merrimack Valley Chamber Means Business program. I'm here with my guest today, John Ford, who does an amazing service right here for the Merrimack Valley. John is with the Veterans Northeast Outreach Center. So welcome, John.
How you doing, Mike? Glad to be here today.
Thank you. So I'm going to start off by just asking you what the Veterans Northeast Outreach Center, VNEOC, is, where you're located, and what do you do?
Sure. So the second question is the easiest. We're at 10 Reed Street in Old St. Rita's Church, up on the Mount Washington area of Haverhill. We've got an entire campus there. A lot of people think we just have one building, but we've got an entire campus there with veteran housing. Several buildings have our programs. So we have veterans going through the programs that live there as well. And we try and get them back on their feet to get them back and integrated into the community. So the services that VNEOC has, I think we're very unique in the veteran community in that we offer total wraparound services. And what that means is we have everything from employment to housing programs to various training programs to get people back up on their feet. Our goal is to help the veterans that are moving from homelessness or near homelessness into self-sufficiency and back on the path that they want to be on. It's not a case of a path that we want them to be on, but one that is meaningful to them, one that allows them to aspire to the things that they want to do for their lives, their career, their families. So when we get a veteran who walks in the door, and I want to stress that walking in the door of any veteran agency for a veteran can be a challenge because that means they're asking for help. And that's not something that they're trained to do. It's not in their culture. Their culture is service. So walking in, asking for help, I'm really proud of the fact that when a veteran comes to us, we're able to say it's the last night that they'll be homeless for the rest of their lives. So that's what we do.
That's great, and it's amazing because, like you said, no veteran wants to ask for help. Veterans are there to to serve us, and I think veterans don't know that people are there for them, which everyone is. We couldn't do what we could do without the help of our veterans, and we owe everything to them. So people are there to assist the veterans. I think they sometimes do not want to ask for help, but it's great that you are there to help when in the ways that they need. So thank you for offering that service to them.
Absolutely.
What are some of the biggest challenges you and VNEOC faces?
Well, there's a couple of them. Number one is we are the best kept secret in the Merrimack Valley. We're 35 years young. We've been around for a number of years, and I still find it interesting that we can talk to some business people and some veterans who just never knew that we were there or never knew that we existed. And the opportunity for them to come up and get the help that they need. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges. We had one veteran who walked in the door and says, I don't know what you guys do. I saw what it says on the sign, so I think I need some help. Can you help me? And that's what we're there for.
Yes.
I think the other big challenge that we have, to be honest with you, with the situation that we're going through with the pandemic, the business shutdowns, a lot of the organizations that have provided support for us over the years have had to cut down because they just haven't had the income and the revenues that they've been generating to be able to be as generous as they have been in the past. And the needs that we have, the needs that our veterans are coming through the door needing, that hasn't changed. As a matter of fact, because of the pandemic, some of them have been laid off. Some of them are facing homelessness anew because they haven't been able to pay their rent. They haven't been able to get the services and support that they need. So being able to completely provide the resources that they need is a challenge that we face on a daily basis. We have grants that come in from the Department of Labor, from the Veterans Administration, from the State Veteran Services Office. But I think one of the things that we rely on is the generosity of the community in the counties that we're in. And in Massachusetts, we're responsible for veterans in Middlesex, Essex, Barnstable Counties, as well as Metro West. And in southern New Hampshire, we have Rockingham and Hillsborough counties as well. So when you put all of that area together, we touch a wide set of communities and a wide set of disparate needs that the veteran community has.
No, and when you talk about what the impact of COVID's had on this whole community, I mean, it's made it tough for you to do the things that you do, but you are, there's no other essential service more essential than what you do, in my opinion, to help the veterans that are in need, to get them back on their feet and moving forward. That's very essential. So we appreciate you doing that. The one thing the Merrimack Valley Chamber did was, we think very highly of our veterans. Like I said, we couldn't do what we do without what you do. And that's why we created our Veterans Assistance Program. So we bring in different agencies like the SBA that have different funding for veterans, SCORE, different other veterans agencies, but also VNEOC as well. And you guys are able to assist the veterans, because a lot of times when, people come back from overseas, from serving, the last thing they want to think about is, the different business plans and different opportunities available. And like you said, sometimes they don't want to ask. And we want to be able to present that information right there into their hands, so they know what's available to them, so they can get those opportunities and grow. And you guys present a great opportunity. John, one thing I want to ask is, how can people help? How can people assist in your mission?
Well, there's a couple different ways, and I want to touch on some of the things that you just talked about in terms of the SBA, in terms of programs like SCORE and things like that are about kind of helping the veterans get on their feet from a business perspective. When you don't have a roof over your head, or you don't have a steady place of where you're getting your food and your meals, the last thing you're thinking about is getting a business plan together, or talking to an executive about, what do I need to be able to do? So I think one of the things that we really push upon is stabilizing that veteran. So we put a roof over their head, we put meals on their table, we give them the training and education that they want and they need to be able to get where they need to go. In many cases, we work with the VA. There's programs for addiction. There's programs for substance abuse. There's programs for a lot of the things that these guys and women are dealing with. To be honest with you, they're coming out with a myriad set of challenges in front of them that they've never had to face. And unfortunately, a lot of them don't know where to turn. They make some bad decisions and they just head in that downward spiral. So we like to be there to be able to say, look, we can help you. We can, we'll work as hard for you as you're going to work for you as well. And one of my colleagues has this great saying of, when the veteran doesn't need us, we're there to help them. And when they need us, it's when when they need us, but they don't want us around because they're ready to go out on their own. That's when we can discharge them, because they're ready to step out on their own. And, once again, they're finding out that this is the place to go. How can the community help us? There's so many ways. The needs that we have right now, the donation is probably the best way to be able to help us. And that's financially, whether it's $5 a month, $5 a week, whatever the case may be, up to, and whatever people can provide is going to help us, because the grants that we get pay for very specific things. And there's so many needs that are outside the grant possibilities of what we have to provide, that we have to rely on the community. We have to rely on corporate sponsors. We have to rely on the business community to help us kind of make those ends meet and fill in those gaps, whether it's clothing, incremental food, as more and more veterans, and especially now that the end of the additional unemployment has hit, right? That additional $600 is more and more veterans that are going to be that don't have that additional income to put food on their table, and they have to make the decision between housing, food, education for their kids if they're in a family situation where their kids aren't in school anymore, so they're not getting the meals for the school system. So that poses all kinds of interesting challenges. So if the community wants to reach out and help, a donation is probably the best way to be able to do it. And they can earmark that donation for whether they want it to go to programs, whether they want it to go for food, whether they want it to go for clothing. We have some phenomenal partners that are providing lunches for us. We got a group of nonprofits from the Merrimack Valley that have come together under Tufts Health Plan, and they're providing 75 to 85 sandwiches a day for the veterans that are in our programs. We've got another group, if I can mention, Jason Babin from RAFs, that is providing 15 to 20 meals a night for the veterans that are in our mansion on 65 Cedar Street in Haverhill, because they know the challenges that the veterans are facing. So that's what the community is really able to step up and help us out. Give us a call if you want. Talk with me. Talk with any of the folks who are at our program office and say, how can I help? We'll even take in-kind services if there's contractors out there that want to come out and help us with landscaping. Right now, the Haverhill ROTC group is doing our landscaping for us, which is a help. So there's all kinds of different ways that the community can reach out and help.
And how do people contact you, John? What's the best number to reach you at?
So the best number to reach me at, and I will tell you, because I'm the community development person, the best number for me is 508-372-3626. I'm at extension 107. They can reach my cell at 978-972-1905. They can reach me by email at jford@vneoc.org, or they can reach out to us at info@vneoc.org. I would encourage everybody to go out to our website, VNEOC.org, and take a look at who we are. That's the best way to get the donation to us quickly.
And we'll include that information in the description of this video when we post it. So you
Fantastic.
Can see that right there. John, VNEOC's been a member of the Merrimack Valley Chamber for a while now. How has being a member assisted VNEOC?
I think there's a couple of different ways. Number one, it's given us visibility to the business community. It's given us the ability to reach out to the community with a very focused ask when we've had the need. It's allowed us to participate in some of the things that are going on that support the community. I mean, as much as we rely on the community to support us, we want to be a support mechanism in the community ourselves. So we do participate in the events. We want to be able to be there. I think one of the things that's really done for us is it's created that opportunity when we have a veteran who wants to do something. We can reach out to the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce community and talk to an employer about a potential to have a training program or a partnership with them to be able to hire a veteran. So when you look at the value that a Chamber of Commerce brings, whether it's in the Merrimack Valley or it's in Barnstable or it's in southern New Hampshire, having those connections is critically important to our mission. And our mission is to provide the highest quality and professional services to support the veterans' return to an integrated community life. And what better way to integrate in the community than to work with the partners from the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce?
No, thank you, John. We appreciate your partnership. Like I said, the Merrimack Valley Chamber has such an appreciation for what our veterans do that we want to help in any way possible. So we appreciate you being part of the show today, and we appreciate yours and VNEOC's leadership right here in the Merrimack Valley.
Well, if I can take a minute to throw a plug on, we actually have a new line of hero T-shirts on our online store, and you can get to it through our website, VNEOC, and just pick our store. But all those shirts raise funds for veteran housing. So they're veteran/patriotic themed. They're a special line that was designed by myself, and we are actually going to go out to the veterans and have them start to designing some of the shirts that we'll put up there. And every shirt, a significant donation is made by the organization we're working with to support veteran housing. So every shirt that somebody buys is making a contribution to VNEOC.
No, that's great. That's great to hear. Anything else you'd like to add, John?
Just thank you for having me here and giving us the opportunity. If you or someone that you know is a veteran that has a need, please take the moment. Just let them know that we exist. Let them know that we're here. Even if they don't fit the profiles of the programs that we have, we work to get them connected with the VA. We work to get them connected with the services that they need. We have a veterans advocate that can work with them on a national level to get them the services that they need. So we're here to help the veteran community. Don't think that because you're not homeless, we can't help you. Don't wait until that eviction notice happens, or you don't have any food in the cabinet, or you don't have any clothes for the winter. Call us, reach out to us, let us help you. And if you want to help, call us. We'll figure out a way that you can help that works for you.
And I think that's the main point you just said, because I mean, you guys, your group cares. Your group cares about every veteran. Doesn't matter if they're homeless or if they're just missing just a little bit behind. You're there to help, and if VNEOC can't help, you'll get them in touch with the people that can. And that's how it all works. Everyone working together.
One of the things that we're proud of is our history. 35 years of supporting the Merrimack Valley, from the storefront in Lawrence that started in 1985 with John Racka. He started something great, and we are so proud to be continuing that tradition that he started. It's grown to where it is, and we see only good things on the horizon for our continuing to support the veteran.
Well, it's great to continue in Mr. Rack, his legacy, and you're all making him very proud. So thank you again.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's all about the veterans, and that's one of the things that I can tell you. The 67 plus employees that are there, plus all our volunteers. When you ask anyone what it's all about, they will tell you it's all about the veterans.
Perfect. Well, John, I appreciate being part of the show again. When we have our next veterans in-person event, we'll make sure to have you there as well to say a few words and just update everyone on what VNEOC is up to and ways they can help. So we appreciate being part of the show today.
Absolutely. And Mike, thank you very much for having me. And thanks for the ongoing support from you guys. We really appreciate it.
Perfect. Well, whenever you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. But we appreciate you being part of the show. And I want to thank everyone else for tuning in to the Merrimack Valley Chamber Means Business Program. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Take care.